Hello, it's Claude Jacobin. I'm host of Pure Hoops podcast, and today we're joining my mentor, Mr. William Baker, aka the basketball legend. So,
Oh man, that's not,
yeah, that's bad. That's bad, but that's a start.
no, that's fine. That's fine. What's happening, everyone? William Baker, at basketball analyst for Full Court 3-on-3, Michigan Basketball Only Podcast, and with this decent young man, Claude COVID, like young up and coming basketball analyst like I am. So thank you for having me for your show.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So
All right. So, what can you tell us about the new year for the basketball? Any upcoming events for NBA, high school, college? What's going on in the
right now,
basketball world right now?
I cover junior college, Michigan Community College Athletic Association, and I cover about junior college in basketball in Michigan. It's a lot more unknown than high school. And right now in high school they have host round ball classes. One they hosted in Ferndale, and they hosted in North Farmington. Back then in the day, you hosted in Detroit Edison Academy in high school or Cass Tech. But now more high school roundabout events will be at the suburbs in Detroit. And it kind of, as locally, we had to go way out in the city. We had to go way out to Detroit. I mean, from Detroit to go to suburbs to watch the basketball event. It's kind of, it's not healthy.
It's not
It's
healthy at
a bad
all.
name for the city. We had to go home. Last year they had the Detroit, PSL championship in Oakland University during COVID. During COVID, so it was real. The change of the guard. It can't do events in Detroit. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's just my opinion about that. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, you tell me there's a lot of basketball talent here, and the fact that they're moving to the burbs, that kind of diminishes the legacy of Detroit. So,
yes,
man, that's definitely bad. So,
but it was
yeah,
playing out.
what?
Okay,
So, tell
it's
us a
been
little bit
playing
about
out.
yourself and how you got into your sports journalism career. Just give us a little quick summary of your
I was a
background.
basketball. I
Tell
was
us
a hooper
the
myself.
audience about who you are.
Okay, I don't know. I'm a basketball player myself. I played small guard, this shooting guard, and small forward in high school, and I got cut twice in the junior college when I did. I already did a semester of high school basketball. I've been transferred, and when you transfer in Michigan, it's a lot. When you transfer in Michigan, you gotta wait. You gotta sit out for a year or half a semester in Michigan. Those are the rules back in the day. And now,
Oh, if I may ask, I don't mean to interrupt, but where were you playing JUCO at?
the school that you go, the school that you
Oh yeah, I forgot.
yeah,
Damn, I'm at Wayne County.
Wayne County Community College. I went to Hearing Four. Got cut by Hearing Four. Got cut by Wayne
Oh
County
yeah, Henry Ford is it? Are they good at
first.
JUCO?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you were in Dearborn. Okay.
I was in Dearborn first in first semester, so it was like okay. And then the war turned out pretty well. Went to Wayne County, didn't turn out pretty well. But I like the game basketball. But I played with a lot of talent. I went to Perry Washington Camp in high school. I went to Perry Washington Camp in high school, and
Get a bucket.
no, I was more of a role player. No, I'm more as a role player. I know my role. I know if I want to guard the biggest guy or the biggest or the quickest wingman, I guard Malik Harrison. I'm guard Curtis Gilmore, Ricardo Billings. They are. There was some good cold in my area. There was some cold hoopers, man. Tell
Oh
you that.
yeah, I know.
Jay Youngblood, who played for my community college, went to Kent State, played 13 years overseas. I got a lot of talented players. It's a lot of talented players come out of Michigan. Back then, in my era, it was over 50 talented players in the state of Michigan. No, excuse me. Let me reply that. Over 150 players in Michigan, and 50 of them coming from the city of Detroit.
Wow.
30 coming from Flint. 30 in Saginaw. Couple of
Yeah,
them.
Saginaw got a lot of talent. Draymond Green came from Saginaw.
Anthony
Was it Magic?
Robinson.
No, he came from Lansing, man.
Not in Lansing. Anthony Roberson. He was three-time All Dream Team coming for Saginaw. Solid guard. He played for Florida. Those are the players that in Detroit you had talent. In Michigan you had talent. You go way out. Ypsilanti, Belleville, and now today because of Miami Bates,
Yeah.
Gabe Brown, Hunter Romulus. They have Jared Smith, Ray Lee. There's a lot of good talent in them. But back in the day when you had public schools, not just in Detroit, Flint, Saginaw, Pontiac North, and got a good team up in the north, and not I-75 past Detroit. Pontiac North was solid. They got Lester Abraham. Those back in my day, we had hoopers, we had players.
Who's the best player you ever played in high school against? Was there anybody who
Ricardo
really gave you the run
Billings.
for your money? Like
Ricardo Billings is one of the best all around players
who's
I
that?
ever. I grew up with Ricardo Billings. Him, Mo Edgar was top 2 guards in the state, and they coming from
Really?
Detroit itself. Yes,
But-
him and Mo Edgar, who played for the Dallas Mavericks. But Ricardo Billings and Mo Edgar is like the top shooting guards stay in Michigan. And Rick was 6'3", 6'4", handles, quick, first step, mid-range jump shot. Brick go attacking the basket. In his heyday, he going to the rack. You can't do nothing about it. He one way and another. His herky-jerky step, that's what a lot of Detroit players have, that herky-jerky. Come in the left, come in the right, use shoulder fake while you hit it, and go by you that quickly. And the strongest, the most athletic one I guard was Curtis Gilmore. Curtis Gilmore was my height with a 50-inch vertical leap.
What? No. I don't believe that. I don't think there's anybody with a 50-inch vertical.
No, seriously.
Who is it? Who had
Curtis Gilmore from Martin Luther King High School in Detroit. Played for Oakland University, Mott, and went stop at Wayne State. He's the most undersized, not unsized, most athletic guard out of that class.
What's the name of this guard?
Curtis Gilmore.
Say that again.
Curtis Gilmore.
Curtis Gilmore. I have to look him up because the player who was recorded with the highest inch vertical was Michael Jordan with the 48-inch vertical.
Yeah, but people don't tell you that much. That's in the media. But what you don't know, I like the unknown when it comes to stories.
Yeah,
People
me
talk
too.
about the stories back of like Earl Goat Manigault. He was a Harlem Renaissance. He was Harlem Renaissance player coming from Harlem, New York. He talked about he took the excuse me. He could take 2 quarters off the backboard. When you take 2 quarters of backboard, that's the top of the rim. That's past the box of the backboard. Top of the rim, 10 foot. He had a 53-inch vertical leap. He was 6'3".
Wow. So he was 6'3" and had a 50-inch vertical.
The girl Manigault, yes.
He had a 50-inch vertical too.
Yes.
Wow. Dang. And he was from Detroit?
No, he's from Harlem, New York. That's in the 60s and 70s. And people don't talk about it. That's the unknown. But Curtis Gilmore had
Mr. Baker, if you guys check out his YouTube channel, this guy is really a basketball. He's like myself, a basketball nerd who knows about players who are under the radar who could really give buckets. Because there's a lot of guys out here that are under the radar that really could give top players buckets, but they just don't get the recognition because a lot of it really has to do with circumstances you're in. So
the circumstances are right. And once you the stories that compels me the most to keep my interest about basketball is the unknown and people don't talk about it. The media don't tell you the truth. You got guys that's better than Michael Jordan, Oscar Robertson, LeBron James, but never went there because us Black Americans, we get in street life. We're in street life.
yeah, guy, I'm
We be on
telling
the
you, he's so
drugs,
right.
or
There's
we
a lot
get
of players.
politics.
I don't
about
mean to cut you
blackball.
off, but there's a lot of players that, for example, if they weren't in jail, if they didn't have bad grades, or if they didn't make any poor life decisions, they would be in the league. Because there's a lot of guys there's a lot of guys who are in the streets and jail who can give a lot of these hoopers give a lot of guys in the NBA problems. Like I know there's someone on the street that's better than Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball. So a lot of it's just circumstances. So
It's politics too.
yeah, it's politics too.
My uncle was one of the first few Black players that went to Michigan in the 1970s. He was blackballed when he was playing there. He went to University of Michigan, and coming from Northeastern. That's in 1969, 1970. He was All-American in basketball and football. He was an athlete. But he was a good ball player.
What's the name of this ball player?
Michael Weaver from Northeastern
Michael
High School played for University of Michigan. He only played a year and a half over there, and it was like that when he was being the first black in Michigan as a guard and dealing with the racism plus politics there. Back in the day, you can't play first. You can't play You can't play right away as a freshman. You had to. They have JVs in University back in the '60s.
Well, they had JV.
Yes, back in the 60s or 70s, back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They stopped doing that after 74, 75.
Yeah, I just never would ever fathom, like, because we're so used to not even having a JV system. But the fact that he was able to overcome those racial obstacles and still, he was better than all the white players, right?
Yeah. Other and black players too. Doesn't matter. He was that good.
Wow,
5'9",
man.
5'9",
Michigan got a lot of hoopers, man.
5'9", 5'10". Well, you in the state full of hoopers. This is a basketball state. Actually it's an athlete state because football too, but basketball is king in Michigan. Basketball, back in the last 20 years ago, they didn't have a football wise.
Michigan just needs to do more advertising. I feel like a lot of Michigan hoopers need to like start vocalizing their voice and getting their name out and start repping Detroit or just the state of Michigan.
We've been like that for years. We shot ourselves in the foot because our attitudes. Most Detroit basketball players who made it in the pros, but can't stay long. Didn't stay long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got Derek Coleman, who spent 15 years in the league. You got Steve Smith, who spent 15 years in the league. You got Kevin Woods, who spent 20 years in the league. You got Willie Green, who's a coach at New Orleans Pelicans, spent 11, 12 seasons in the league. Now you got a Detroit player who spent 2 or 3 seasons, and then boom, he's in the G League or he's in the overseas right now. And we not having that for the last.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think there's
our attitudes? We got the worst. Being from Detroit, we got a. Let me speak freely when I say this. We don't have a give a fuck attitude. We expect to get our ass kissed. That's if to be straight up. Our attitudes. We got yes man. That's how our attitudes is. We're not humble. That's not in Detroit. It's in Chicago, any inner city.
I haven't got that personal experience with Detroit. I find them very humble, but I haven't been around the hoop. I haven't been around the basketball game in Detroit. So
no, you haven't been around, man. In my era, you be around my era, in the attitude of who you are. If your name is not on you, where the high school is, they're not gonna respect you. I had that problem when I was playing.
Me too. Like I was getting crapped on. Like nobody. If you weren't even on JV, no one was paying attention to you because I used to say I was the best player in the school, and like if you don't make the team, it's like, oh god, it's like you can't back it up. So
it's not fair. It is. That's how it is. And when I see guys, when I do recruiting guys, I see guys that is better than other players and not getting enough playing time, and it's ridiculous, man. Because it's ridiculous how it is. And I see good players who ruin their careers. I see a lot of good players who got all the potential in the world, but ruin themselves because of the choices they made or the arrogance of they had to be a yes man. They don't want to be a yes man. They want to be doing their thing. They want to do their own rules. And a lot of players, and the players that follow the rules are able to have a decent career. But it's right there. Our mentality is selfish. It's selfish. And that's going the coaches too. They play a role by it because when I was recording at Eastern Michigan University, there's a lot of players who's getting blackballed right now because they not willing to kiss the coach's ass to get what he want. To get themselves out there.
That's how you move up the ladder.
That's how you move the ladder. I'm gonna tell you like it is. You got some guys who's real good and be rebellious, but still, coaches need them because coaches
have favorites. People don't want to admit that coaches got favorites.
Yes, they do.
Have a lot of favorites.
Every coach got a favorite, but who pay the bills? In college, they don't care no pay favorites. You produce. Guess what? You paying my bills. That's what college coaches. You're paying their bills. If you're not producing, guess what? You're out. I see players who play in Division One got cut. Scholarship athlete got cut. Guess what? Transfer back in the state after the semester, flunk out of college. Those are the things that people ain't gonna tell you about.
Yeah, it's very political. It's very political. Like, if you have the talent, like, there's no way. Like, if you have the talent, you can ball. Like, there's no way you should. Like, let's say you don't have the grit. Oh, okay. Let's say you're academically. Oh god, this.
Lower down. You good?
Let's say like you're academically not ineligible. I still think you should get the scholarship because you can ball, and like you can hire a tutor who can help you to get you get your GPA up. So I think it can be workable, but a lot of it's just situational, and then like who because I see a lot of high school players. I see this like a lot of top high school players, right? You see them with the girl, you see them, they're getting all these offers, and they're getting a big head already. Like their head is already getting bloated. They're getting all the recognition. Like you see 500K followers on Instagram and TikTok. It's like, wow, that's a lot of fame for a young player.
Is getting worse, and I think it's hurting them right now. Today is going to hurt the young people because coaches see everything what a kid do on and off the court. If you got a messed up attitude, and the coaches realize who did this, what kind of player they looking on, he's out. Oh, let's take that scholarship. Let's take the offer away. We ain't getting offers. And the kid is humble, respectful, and he can produce on the court. Let's give him that offer. Let's get him. But some coaches don't care. They got selfish motives, just like players are, because they used to be players in a player days. So that case, when you got a player that could go out there and produce, and they good bad on grades, they could find a way to nick that a little bit, or find a way to work on it on the grades. Even the kid's not good, and to give the kids not good in the classroom, they can find a way to get over with it. That's what they don't tell you about. I see when I was in high school in Northwestern my last year, this kid had a 1.5 GPA. But no, I'm not joking, but he still play.
What?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yes. I'm the only guy had a 3.0.
On your team?
Only a few.
Wow, man. When I was at high school, I think my sophomore year, freshman year, you need at least like a 2.0. That's it.
They don't want to do that. A lot of players skip class. A lot of players smoke weed. A lot of players go to parties, but don't be in the classroom. Coaches, when they go to East Michigan, I used to be there around our athletes. The coaches always come into each classroom, wherever the player's at, with their schedule, and check they here. No kidding.
How do you even do that?
They get paid to do that. Coaches get paid $80,000 a year, $60,000. That's how they do it. Any athletes, football players too, flat out. Those are the things that coaches do in the Division I programs. And then a lot of coaches, they arrogant, but they had to do what they got to do. They have
to recruit the best players to win an NCAA championship. They have to do whatever it takes.
Yep, and they had to lie. Lying is part of the business.
That's what you were saying. Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier about like, hey, as young journalists coming in the game, like you have to be able to, I hate to say, kind of kiss ass to get what you want. So
sometimes
sometimes you have to sell a dream to get what you want. So what do you have to say about that? Is that true, or can you just be yourself and be organic?
I had to, because I'm working in productionist. I major broadcast at East Michigan. I had to I drive 40 miles from my home. I commute every 2 days for the last 8 years to get my bachelor's degree. And when I work at ESPN in 2016 program, I was there since September to December. When I work in there, I'm working at the recording volleyball games, learning how to do the production, pre-production. When it comes to the untangle wiring, connection with the camcorder, taping, make sure the camcorder is connected, make sure the gaff tape is there, make sure it's plugins is set, and then you're ready to record. And you got headsets on right there, and you got the guy. Your red mark means you're on live. You're recording right now. If you're not recording, the red marks on live, you got to make sure the shots. You're not controlling the camcorder. The producers in the background with the headphones. Let me see this. I ain't got my headphones with me. But the producer in the background had the headphones and talking to you about, hey, go to the head coach. When he gets angry, get frustrated, picture a wide shot, a mid shot on that one. There you go. That's the one. You come in, you feeling it, you in it, you ready. You be the first one in, last one out because you love what I do. But when it comes to politics and the dirty shit they do, it's not fun. It's not uncomfortable experience because you wanted it the most. You wanted more than the student. And the producer see that, and they favorite camcorder. They favorite the team production associate. I call it. They call it. It's production associate. And they saw this guy, this older guy. I was older than most of the kids in the campus, but I was wanting it. I was working.
You had more of a drive than the younger guys.
Yes. Yes, and you got some kids, talking to, I can't relate to them. I'm an older guy. I was early in my 30s. And I was out working them and recording them.
And you still weren't getting the position that they were getting. And they weren't even working as twice as hard as you.
Exactly. But I'm not jealous of that. I wanted it more. I as a young guy.
But that kind of has to be hard on you because you spent your whole life trying to, you want to be the sports, you want to be the best. You're a production guy, right?
Yes.
I forgot. What was your position? You were
production associate.
What?
Production associate.
Production associate. And you're probably seeing these guys, they don't want it as bad as they want. They're distracted. That wasn't their prerogative. You, as someone who come in your 30s, you wanted it more because you have a livelihood, you're trying to support yourself. So you have more of a hunger than they do. For them, it's just like a hobby, or they're just doing it for fun. You're trying to take this to the next level.
Yes, and I look at it and I'm like, wow, the production, the people out there was unrealistic. The producers. And I met the producers. Shout out to Greg Steiner. He helped me. He hired me. How
did Greg Steiner?
A good guy, man. Great guy. But the producers, I don't like they funny acting. I don't say nothing, but you miscommunication. It's all about you say you're good at communication. This is miscommunication. So I mean, miscommunication with the producers because they act like they don't want to work here. They act like they want to be there and get a paycheck. And then like, okay, let's go to opportunity and dangle around your future like that. And
that shouldn't be played with. Like, because when they were in our position, right, they didn't want, and I have to assume this is like you're at a all white institution, right? And were you? Yes. Can I assume were you one of the few black students there, or were you the only black guy in your class?
I know I'm a few blacks. It was 3 of us, a woman and a young man. He was about 19, 21, 22, but to do that time, yeah.
No, because I just know this from personal experience. I feel like as a black man, right, you always have to work as you have to, you have to put your whole foot in it. Like they expect more out of you.
Yeah.
Like they want you to be like Superman. They want you to be like T'Challa, man, like perfect.
I mean, that's fine. It is what it is. And the learning experience and people got mad. And when I went there, my last event, I was supposed to record Long Beach versus Eastern Michigan. And I couldn't make it to the women's game because I was snowed in Ypsilanti. I was snowed in. I had nowhere to go. Had to go to a rinky-dinky hotel. A boxing hotel down the street.
Where you agreeing with the Hotel 7?
No, I ain't worth the Hotel 7. I went to a hotel and I heard about the reviews. I'm like, oh my God. It was $45 a night.
What?
Yeah.
That's cheap.
That's how I had no choice. And I thought I was in the east side of Detroit, but it was in Ypsilanti. It was the east side of Ypsilanti, man. But like, I gotta go home. And I'm supposed to record a women's game. So let them know, I called, let them know, left a message, let them know. They think that they think I did something. I ducked them, which I didn't, because I was there consistently. I wanted bad. But when I went there, I went the next game. I went to another game. Cool, we did that. When the folks came in the Long Beach game, I came in. I thought I was late. I came in. They all look at me like, "What you doing here?" I say, "Hey, how you doing?" "Hey, how you doing?" I look at it. My name is supposed to be camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, audio, switchboard, those games. But when I came in, I ain't see my name on it. Okay, when I see my name on it, I should be shadowed with another production associate.
Your name was even
Okay.
on any of the cameras.
No. I said, okay, but I thought I could shadow somebody. They didn't tell me I was supposed to shadow somebody. When I came in, I said, Malene, the woman, Spanish lady, who's a producer. Them folks look at me. I say, "Hey, Melina, what I gotta do? You want me to help out a little bit?" Stuff like that. She didn't say a word. Look at me and close the door. Didn't say a
Wow.
word. So, Eric, how you doing? He like, "Yeah, how you doing, Ma? What's going on?" Not sure. Dad, I'm starting to get upset. I try not to react emotionally, but if you react emotionally, there's 5-0. What gives? It was so discouraging. I got up, went to my truck, went to work at Enterprise. And they text me with the most disrespectful, nonchalant, passive aggressive, said, "Oh, we got too many internships, too many interns. That's why I didn't spoke and stuff like that." I don't want to do it. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for making my dreams come true. You have a blessed day. And that was it.
Man.
Spent the next 2-3 years doing a little broadcast and trying to get my degree. The best part I did radio in East Michigan in my last year, my last class, and I did a radio show, Afternoon the Flu with Ingrid Bill, and it was the most fun thing I had. I was online. I was on the radio show doing that. But that experience makes it did hurt a little bit, but you realize,
Yeah, I'm certainly like because a lot of people, most people would break.
I
Well,
kept
what
going.
kept you going? What kept you going? Was there any? What was
Wayne
the
County,
motivation? What kept you going?
you prove me. If you think you could dog me out, I'm coming back at you. You gonna dog me out? I'm proving you wrong. There's other ways to use our drive, use our anger, use whatever motivation you do to feel you to do what you gotta do. I don't care. I'm 60 years old. If I'm able to broadcast a game, of events, a show, I accomplished that. You just can't give up what you're gonna do. A lot of people gave up and get a regular job and just like boom. That's
Yeah,
it.
settle.
I'm gonna live the rest of my life doing what I don't want to do. That's mentally suicidal.
Yeah, that's like you just that's well, it's like you're just you're living an average life. You're not really living a life with a purpose, like because you're just doing something. You're just only doing it because you have to pay your bills, but you're never really doing what you're called to do. And
Exactly. I'm going what God called me to do. My father, after he passed, told me, do what you want to do, but go after it. That was it. I'm still going after it. I don't care. I'll be 48, 49. If I'm doing this as a living, there you go. I'm doing it. You gotta, a young man, for you gotta go have the attitude. You gotta sometimes you gotta put up front. If this is what you want to do, sometimes you can't take the route I did.
because I have to take my own road.
Take your own route. Use it as a fuel in things that I messed up at that you'll have to take. You'll have to do. You'll have to do. So that's oh sorry. I'll call you back. I apologize about that. Yep. What you gotta do, doing what you love doing and go after it. You 19 years old. I gotta find a way to do it as as in my late 30s, in my late 20s. I went to Eastern Michigan at 26. Got my degree at 34. You don't want to be there long enough to get what you want. You have to get what you want. You don't have to go sit there and wait for it. You got to go after it. That means if I can't help, if I can't go after it, wherever I is, I got to stick by it. If I had to deal with racism, I had to sit there. If I had to turn the cheek, because that's not my thing. I don't turn the cheek.
No, you're not that type of guy. You don't have a BS like that. You really just you confront it, and then that's how you.
Yeah, sometimes it's not the best thing. Sometimes we gotta keep it quiet, which is I think it's a coward way, is about a coward way out, but it's necessary if you have to do what you gotta do to make things to make your life adjustable. Sometimes you gotta put up a fake front to do behind the scenes to get what you need to be at. And that's what you gotta do. Don't feel bad for it. You gotta get what you want. This is not easy. This is what you have to do. And this is what you gotta do. And this is what you want. You gotta do the necessary things to get it. That's it.
Yeah, thank you for the encouraging words, man. Because I'm just getting started, man. I know, man. This is just the beginning, man. Because this is something I enjoy to do, so I'm never gonna stop. So I just thank you for the wise words. Yeah, man. And for all you future sports journalists, for just anybody who wants to pursue anything, man. For example, just work. What Mr. Baker told me, man, work with what you have, man. And like for example, with this Zoom call, I wasn't even expecting to have this. I wasn't even expecting to have this dialogue, but I just used what the resources I had, and I was able to work with it. So a lot of times, guys, we just have to work with the resources we have and make the best out of it. And then as we gradually progress, then we can upgrade. So just work what you have and make the best out of it. That's what I can give to you guys.
Yep, most definitely. And whatever you're doing, if you got a dream, sometimes your imagination is your best weapon.
Exactly.
Your best tool to have. Because when I try to do my podcast, full court 3-on-3 Michigan basketball only podcast, I didn't know what to do. I used my game room, order some styrofoam, try to find styrofoam. Amazon's the best thing to get at. And once I did my my styrofoams and tape, then I save money to get my audio podcast equipment set and do what you gotta do. And once you get that, then you have to use a podcast in your phone, or use a tool that could gravitate your video like Zoom. You can do it on your phone, your computer, laptop, iPad, tablet, either way, and make the most of it. And that's why if you want to make something out of nothing or make something what you got, you do the things that's necessary to make a great podcast. People do podcasts out of their own home. I see NBA players got 2 microphone stands with the camera, and boom, they did their own podcast in their own private home. Okay. People got their own podcast, do their own home. You gotta be your imagination. You gotta grasp it. You gotta go out there and get it. And once you got it, don't worry about how many you'll get followers. They gonna come. You gotta grasp the attention from the people. You gotta make the lure you to watch you. You gotta be interesting. When you make it interesting, you get the viewers want to watch you more. Plain and simple. I don't care. You got 5, and sometimes you gotta take your craft seriously. Like I take my craft seriously.
Yeah, guys. Let me tell the audience a quick story time. When I was on Mr. Baker's 3-on-3, I was on his Instagram live chat, and he had me on there, right? And then I joined I joined the video call, and then because he was already interviewing another player. What was the player?
Josh Warner. Sophomore guard Josh Warner for Wayne County.
Josh Warner. And I'm telling you guys, for any future sport journalists, you always got to be ready on the moment, right? So then I get into the video chat, and then I just say, "Hey, what's your day?"
I'm like,
I was not ready, man. And to think about it, I was in my bed, relaxed, chill. Okay, this is an easy dub, right? I'm just in my bed chilling, right? And he was looking at me like, I have my beanie on, I'm giving a live broadcast, right? I'm giving a weekly update about JUCO basketball, college basketball, high school basketball, and the NBA. And that was my first time ever doing it. It's like, wow, like, yeah, I definitely have to look the part, man, because I had like the message was great, but the presentation, I was just relaxing in my bed, man. And before that, I was watching some Power Rangers, so I was just in ease, man.
You were easy, mom. I'm like, what the heck? This kid. I say, there you go. I say, God, he's not ready. I say, he's not ready. I say, okay, man.
We're ready.
I say, this is gonna be an interesting year. I tell you that, 2023. I was like, God damn. But he came in.
You got him a special talent, man.
No, you got to special. No, that too. But once you ready for your presentation, you was on it. You was on it. The first half was just a little. Everybody has it. I did it before, especially with Jeff.
Yeah, I was nervous because it's like, wow, like, even though it was 5 people on the chat, but it's still like, hey, you still have to bring your A game, because he was telling me after, like, after we got done with the chat, he was telling me, hey man, like, I don't care if I have I don't care if I have 2 people on this call, man. He said, take the shit seriously, like, man. Yeah. So I was like, hey man, like, whatever you do, whether it doesn't matter how small or how big, you always have to take your craft serious and just master it. And just never take it for granted, because you may never get that opportunity again. So
yeah, I understand. And sometimes if you see me, you see a little vein pop in.
Yeah,
he
gets his cut like every week. Every time I see him, like, whether it's on his Instagram, he gets like a cut every single week. Literally, like, I bet he got this haircut today.
Oh no, this is a week old.
Oh, he about to get a haircut tomorrow.
Oh no, it's gonna be well, it's New Year's Eve. Barber's closed, so I'm gonna take care of mine tomorrow. So I'm just be ready for it. So
yeah, he's always, even though he may not always look the best per se, but he always does kind of fix his image up, because he teaches me a lot about, like, as a reporter, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to look the part, and you just have to play the part in order for people to take you seriously, grasp the attention of the audience.
I mean, it's like your own imagery, but I came in compare. Shoot, I ain't gonna hold you up. I was like, you came in wanting to do what you gotta do, so I'm just trying to figure out sports related wise. So in that case, you gotta be your own style. You make your own thing. I can't be on a show suit and tie, and no, I'm gonna make it like a regular show. I'm gonna have my own style with it. I'm gonna have
his anime. Yeah, he's big into anime. He wears his anime shirt where it could be Goku, Ichigo. He's just a big anime head like myself too. So just find your style, and then just stick with it, and then everything else should follow. Just be yourself. Be original. Be original.
Be original. Let's not be all nervous and stuff like that. We're just gonna be what we're about and try to make the most of it. That's it.
Oh, we got less than a minute left. So is there anything else you want to say before the closing?
Of course. Thank you for inviting me, and keep on working and keep on striving. When you keep on going for your goals, anything comes. Anything goes, man.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them where they can find you on social media?
Find me you're right. Find me on Instagram, Creative World Films. On Twitter is OG Dexter 313. That's my Twitter page, and that's why I do the most trash talking and that. And YouTube, Creative World Films. That's why all my basketball highlight reels, my other video reels.
Guys, follow him, man.
Follow him. Just follow me, man. It's
like, he's funny, man. Like, whether it's comedy, basketball, the guy's funny. Like, I'm like, after watching his content, I get a laugh out of it. It's just there's a lot.